hello again to Magic the Gathering Practice Makes Progress. So, I had fun in the last one, and I was like, you know what? I have a couple more hours before I got like two. Yeah, so for this, I have just under 3 hours to be able to do another another draft and see what happens. So, um, yeah, we're gonna jump right in. I was like, I'm here. I was thinking about it because I was like, you know what? What's it called? So I have my decks, right? I have my trash band. I'm actually gonna. How do I trash? Yeah. So I have my Rat Pack deck that I created. I have my Trash Bandit squad that I created. Um, the blacks and the black and mana and the red and the blues and whatnot. And I was looking at. Oh, now I don't remember where to find it. But I was looking at something, and was it under profile? I think. Oh yes, it was here. Looking at something, I looked at my Bloombro set, and more than any other set on MTG Arena that that I have collected cards for over the course of MTG Arena's creation. And I've collected quite a bit. Of course, at 2020 was pretty nice. Ravanica, I have some there. You can see I liked Kanigawa. Kanigawa was pretty good. I liked New Capenna. New Capenna was a pretty nice set as well. But yeah, this one's like the next. I don't even know why I have 60% in this. I don't play Alchemy. I think that's just MTG forcing me to have these cards. But I was playing. I was looking through. Yeah, Walls of Eldraine. Walls of Eldraine, I was really hoping would be the set I liked, and it wasn't. Everything about it was like grim, and it was like if Heath Ledger brought Brothers Grimm through the eyes of the Joker for me. Like it was just like not. It wasn't great for me. It was nice, but it wasn't great. But Bloombro is 75% complete, and as you can see, it's mostly the blue, red, and greens that are in there. I could almost very close to come to finishing that whole set out and whatnot. I have almost all the common cards, almost 3/4 of the uncommon cards, and half of the rare cards, and a few of the mythic cards as well. This is the most I've collected for this set. And I thought, well, why not I just do another draft? Why not? Why not? I'm here. Let's go for it. I got 3 more hours and I have another draft token to play with. So, like I said, traditional draft. If you are aiming for being a competitor, you should practice this for sure. I would like to do a qualifier event at some point in my future. If they had one for Bloomborough, like right now, while the Bloomborough set was like the dominant factor, I probably would have actually joined a qualifier for this. I probably would have lost, but I would have had fun inside this set. Like I said, I love the Bloomborough set. I love everything about it, from the colors, even in mono black. You know, they weren't as grim and grisly. They really felt kind of like Don Bluth to me. Like Secret of the Nim is like what this feels like. Secret of the Nim meets Redwall by Brian Jakes, right? If anyone knows like the Brian Jakes Redwall and Don Bluth's animation, that combining was like this. And those are two things I absolutely love. I love Don Bluth's and I love Secret of the Nim, and I absolutely loved Redwall. And I remember reading the book and then an audio drama that did it, and it was a great. So this was literally the set for me in every possible way. So if they had a qualifier, I probably would have done it just because of that alone, you know? That being said, if I was aiming for if I was aiming for a qualifying event and to get ready for one, I would have to traditional draft. I could not get away from it. This is the kind of practice I would need for it. I know there are qualifiers in October coming up, but I don't think I'm quite there yet. I would like to be, but I'm kind of hoping that sometime either at the end of this year or early next year, I get to feel confident enough to join a qualifying event. I actually have 10 qualifying points already, you know, from the like I said before, you can get it from this and earn it over time, or you can buy into it every time they release it, which is what I've been doing, but practicing too. I would do this. Today is gonna be fun. Premier draft, because this one is really great for MTG Arena. Question is, what am I going to draft? Hopefully we can fill seats. That's the first thing. I'm kind of hoping I'm not doing this in the hour of the 20 one of the hour set of 24 hours that doesn't really have a lot of people, like, you know, like the 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. time slot kind of thing. Ah, sweet. Okay, here we go. I like T plus Slinger. I do. I'm gonna take this Sword of Fire and Ice. Equipped creature has 2/2 and protection from red blue, which I saw a lot of red decks. Equipped deals 2 combats to any target you draw. Yeah, I'm taking Sword of Fire and Ice. You bet your bottom dollar that's the card I'm taking. If I can get protection from 2/5 of a card set, yeah, I think that's a pretty good thing to go for right off the bat. It's a mythic as well. Oh, maybe I'll go red-green. What is Parting Guest? For 2 white, let's see. Gift a tap fish, exile non-token creature. If the gift wasn't promised, return that creature to the battlefield under its owners with a 1/1 counter. Oh, I'd have to gift the fish for this one. Got it. Okay. Baker's Bane Duo is really cute. I love the artwork for this one. It's so great. Look at that. I feel this. I feel this. Like the squirrel is so happy, and that pie looks absolutely scrumptious. And do you see those? Is that apple tart? Do you see the apple tarts there in the food section? Oh, there. Oh, that looks scrumptious in every way. And chestnuts and strawberries and fruited oatmeal. I love it. I love this art. I'm glad I was able to get it. Okay. This Bat Cleric was really messing with me. I liked it too. It was really... Waxwayne Witness was really, really solid. Let's see. Raccoon Scout. As long as there are 4 or more card types exiled with Keen-Eyed, it gets 4/4 and has trampled. That's a lot to spend on that one. Sticky Tongue, return up to 1 of the target creatures you control to its owner's hand. Sticky Tongue Sentinel is pretty nice. It's also got reach, which is cool. I like Wax Wayne enough where I don't want someone else to have it. I remember I don't have a lot of white cards either, so I was thinking, I was like, man, I don't really have a lot of white cards that I play around with. Let's see, Veteran Guard Mouse, Valiant. Whenever Veteran Guard Mouse becomes the target of a spell, it gets 1/0 and gains first strike until end of turn, and then scry. By the way, Mudflat Village is for a black set that has Bat, Lizard, Rat, or Squirrel, which I have built those decks before. Mudflat Village is like the perfect one, because for tapping it and for 2 mana, which is like nothing, I can get any one of those 4 types back to my hand, and it's glorious. I got Steam Path Charger at the last second. I'm gonna click a Gate Assault for now. Thistledown players, when it attacks, untap a target non-land permanent. It was really cool to watch happen. I was having so much trouble with Kinderspark Duo. I would actually have Thistledown players to kind of remind me to do it. But yeah, I would definitely take this one. I'd probably create it at some point to make a white deck. I need a Gate Assault. I just do. Let's see. Sticky Tongue Sentinel, Hivespine Wolverine, which is 5. That's not bad for 5. I don't take a lot of 5 value card. Oh yeah, Raccoon Rallier is great. I don't take a lot of value 5 cards or that high because oh, no one wants this Thistledown's player? It's come back a couple times. I think for me, Thistledown player has really destroyed me. I would take it just to not have to fight it. Druid of Spade, as long as you control a token. Druid has 2/0 and trample, which is pretty good. I don't have anything that has tokens though, so I'm gonna go with Alania's Pathmaker. I'm not a fan of Alania's Pathmaker, but I don't think it's a bad card either. Ooh, what's Nettle Guard? Becomes a target of a spell or ability you control for the first turn. Sacrifice, destroy target. Oh, well, yeah, I'll take that. It looks like I am on track to create a white-red deck, actually, just from this. Interesting. I might be forced to. By default. I will say that I remember talking, and that's one of the things about draft that's kind of interesting is you get to kind of like build where you want to go, but most of it then becomes what do you get and how do you become adaptable. So it's like you have your idea of what you're good at or what you want to try to build, and then you try to make that happen, and then something like this happens. I was like, I'm gonna go with red-green because of Wandertail Mentor, and then I'm like, oh, I have way more whites. I should probably start building in that direction. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's a blue-green. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. It's a Frog Warrior. Ooh, whenever another frog, rabbit, or raccoon. Yeah. How many of frog, rabbit, or raccoons or squirrels? I have 2 raccoons. Oh yeah, okay. Let's go back and look at the other ones real quick. I'm going to click Conduct Electricity. I have... Oh, yeah, I need some spells. I need some spells. I have 2 non-creature. And I need some spells. Oh, There's this Fabled Passage. This Fabled Passage is great. Okay, I'm gonna pick Fabled Passage before anything. Because it was... I always... and like, I think 50% of the matches I fought in my last year, I believe, if this is accurate, I saw it a lot. And then I saw it when I was just doing standard constructed. It would just show up. And I was like, okay, I have to get Fabled Passage. It seems to be the card that people definitely want to go to. So I was like, if people are going to it, I need to try it. Or at the very least, make it so people can't try it. Whenever you give a gift, draw a card. Oh, that's really cool. That would be deadly. If I had a gift-giving deck, yeah, that would be crazy. I have the Raccoon Berserker, so I could go with that one. This is Nettle card becomes a target of spell. It gets +1/0. That's okay. I like Shortbow too. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Junkblade Bruiser though. When it enters, when this class becomes level 2, return from your graveyard to your... Oh man, I don't want anyone to have that card at all. So I'm gonna pick it for the moment. Now, what do I have in my deck? I have 3 non-creatures though. And I should pick Playful Shove because I need cards. I need spells. But I don't want to get hit by the Storm Taser's talent. Because that would suck. But I need things I can play. During your turn, you may cast an instant from your graveyard by paying 1 life in addition to their other costs. If a card or token will be put in your graveyard instead into your graveyard, exercise it instead. For 2 mana, I can sacrifice Festival of Embers. I wonder what sacrifice does. It says usually it would say sacrifice do this. Oh, sacrifice 2. Okay, if I needed to have a sacrifice, I could sacrifice, but I have to have 2 mana for it. Got it. Okay. I'm going to take Moonrise Cleric. Because at this point, it really is looking like I might actually have all 3. Oh, Feather of Flight. When it enters, draw a card, and enchanted creature comes in with flying. So yeah, it's looking like I'm going to be making the 3-color deck, guys. It kind of does. It kind of looks like it's going in that direction. Yeah, I'm going to get Feather of Flight. What is this? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a Tempest Angler. I'm still kind of like surprised that I have that option. Bird Cleric. When Jackdaw Savior, another creature you control with flying dies, return a creature for less mana from your graveyard to the battlefield. I have quite a few 2 cards. I switched to Jackdaw Savior. I did at the last second. I don't like that one. I guess I'll take another Alania's Pathmaker. Banishing Light. Oh, ooh, this enchantment. I hit this. This one hit me recently. Banishing Light enters. Exile non-land permanent until it leaves the battlefield. Yeah, this is the one that got me several times. It would like banish one of my strongest creatures, and I'd be like, well, great. Of course it did. Alright, I'll take Cindering Cutthroat. Okay, what's next? Oh, I don't want to hit this one. Alright, I'm gonna kick it because I don't want to see it on the field. By the way, but Hunters... Oh... Hunter's Talent's okay. Bandit, that's the one that's absolutely wretched. But I really don't want to see Crackling Witch show up on my field. So I'm gonna take it. I can't play it, but I do not want to see it. Out of everything, which I'm sure I'll be able to compensate for the loss of it and stuff like that, but Legendary Planeswalker Row that can create red blue otter with prowess, I think it's a good idea to not let someone else have it.
Croc, I'm an otter.
Okay, I heard it. It scared me. Legendary Frog Wizard Noble. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play lands and cast spells with a value of 4 from the top of your. You may play lands and cast spells with a mana value of 4 or greater from the top of your library. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like something I don't want to see on anyone else's field. Okay, cool. We're back to what we can. How many rabbits do I have? I have 1. Okay, so I don't have to worry about a rabbit deck. Alright. Gift a card. Permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Permanents you control gain indestructible to end of turn. The Coyote, Elemental Coyote. Target creature until just with the battlefield. Boop. I'm picking that. Because apparently we're just building a red, white, green deck, apparently. Let's see. Let's see. Treetop Sentries, exile cards. What is my deck outlook looking like? So I have 19 and non-creatures. I need some spells. Stock in the pantry. Whenever you put that was silly of me. I took too long. Okay. Let's see. Tempest Angler. Did I already take Tempest Angler for 3? No, I don't think I did. Alright, I'm gonna take Tempest Angler. Curious Forger. Sonar Strike. Oh yeah, deal 4 damage. You gain 3 life if you control a bat. How many bats do I have? I have 3 bats. Not bad, but it does give 4 damage, period. So that's handy. Let's see. Blooming Blast. Gift a treasure. It deals 2 damage to the target creature. If I give a gift, it also deals 3 damage to the controller. So yeah, I'm gonna take that red one. Let's see. I'm gonna take Bumble of Sharepot. I'm gonna take Hidden Grotto. I'm gonna take Waxwing Witness again. Since like I said, since we're doing this as far as this deck is concerned, and I'm just gonna have to figure it out as I go. Cachet Grab. Waxwing Witness. And lastly, I will get something good, 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 something bind by order. Oh man. Alright, let's build this deck that I was not expecting to make. Okay, first and foremost, we are not doing these. They are just cards that I did not want people to have. So I don't need any forests. I do need some swamps though. don't need that many waxwing. I mean, I like waxwing windows, but I don't think I need that many. I'm not doing Guild Dive Duo either. Oh, I don't know. I thought this was Forest. Wait a second. Do I have any other black cards? Moonrise Cleric is fine. I can keep that. I can keep that. I can keep that. Centering Cutthroat I can keep. I can keep that. Tempest Angler needs to go. Oh, no, it doesn't. It can stay. It's a red card, too. Okay, so I need... First of all, let's see what I've got. I don't... not Might of the Meek. Currently, I have 19 and non-creatures. So I'm kind of short stacking myself a little bit as far as spells are concerned. So this... How many mice do I have, by the way? I have a wolverine, a raccoon, or 3 raccoons, 1 rabbit, 3 otter, 4 mice, 3 lizards, a coyote, and a bird. 3 bats. Okay. Okay. Because this one works like, if it gets trampled until end of turn, gets 1/0. If you control a mouse, I have 4 mice. It's not a bad thing to have. I just don't think that of all the creatures I have in my deck, which is literally like Redwall right now. Oh. Redwall. This is all of the, it's just all the forest creatures. Which is weird. Actually, how many lizards do I have? Because technically speaking, Redwall didn't have any lizards. Lizards was on the other side. I have 3 lizards. It's fine. They defected. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Redwall deck can have some lizards. It's inclusive. Okay. We have Nettleguard. Playing it on the very first one is not bad either. And as well as getting +1/1 target creature gets. Feather Flight needs to be there. Nettleguard. Oh, Nettleguard's good. I hate the idea of sacrificing it because look how cute that creature is. It's fighting so hard. But it does give me destroy target artifact or enchantment, so there is that. Sonar Strike, it just has to stay. Blue Gift, yep, this has to stay. Playful Shove has to stay. Raccoon Rallier is pretty powerful if you use it. I like Offspring. Let's see, Cachet Grab. Mill 4 cards. You may put a permanent card this way into your hand if you control a squirrel, or return a squirrel to your card to your hand. This way, create a food token. Do I have? How many squirrels do I have? I have no squirrels. So that Cachet Grab is actually not going to be in necessarily my fully best interest. I can't utilize it in the best way. But at the same time, it does mean I can put cards in my hand. But for now, let's take it out since I'm going to only be able to use 50% of it. Banishing Light. Exiles non-target. Yep, till it leaves the battlefield. Yep, that's a good idea. Thistle down players. Whenever it attacks, untap a target land. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I would need to untap. I don't think so. So I'm going to take Thistle down players out for the moment. That puts me at 40. Now let's see what we have left over. With that, I have 17 and 9 nons. That is, however, without any green mana. So we need to go to my lands. I have one, 2. So if I'm gonna, let's say I have what my colors are. So I have 30% white. I wish it wasn't like what I picked. I wish it would tell me, because this is not helping me right here, because I actually don't have this in my deck. I have 12%. I have 3 here. So my best bet, how many lands do I have? 3, 7, 12, 14. I need a couple more lands. So actually, I need to down my plains and increase my mountains. Hivespine Wolverine is a lot to cost, so I'm going to take it out. I think I have plenty of high cards without it. Since it costs 2, I don't know. Since it costs 2 green to cast, I'm not sure it's valuable enough based off of the luck of the draw, I guess you can call it. The statistical probability of drawing it. This one only takes 1. I have a chance of being able to get it, especially with Fabled Passage or hidden, with Fabled Passage on toe. With Fabled Passage, I can always guarantee that I will get a forest with that in mind. That being said, I'd have to draw it. Also, I have only 15 lands, and I don't like that. 5, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16. I think 16 is like the lowest I will ever go. I did 14 lands in one draft, and yeah, no. It's like, eh. Then it was so weird. I did 14 in one, I got like no cards. I increased my mana count, and then I got all mana. And I was like, why am I getting mana flooded on 17 cards? 17 lands. Okay, so I can guarantee with Fabled Passage at least being able to get 1 forest on the field. Not 2, however. And out of 3, I think that might be tough. I'm taking out Cindering Cutthroat. I like Cindering Cutthroat, but I don't think it's good for this deck. This is the first time I've really had to actually kind of like think about it. I'm like, what do I actually really need? I think I will probably be sideboarding a lot. I am not totally comfortable with only 9 non-creatures, but then again, I also have never really played white cards, and from what I've seen, white does have lots of good spells, but it tends to feel like, from the receiving end, that it's creature heavy. It's very creature heavy with good spells, but very creature heavy. So I might be okay with that. So now I'm sitting at like half, and then an 8%. Okay, I think I'm just going to have to do it to find out if it works. So let's see if our red wall deck is, I'm gonna add it to the decks, conducive. Well, if anything, I am able to get 1 of each right off the bat, so that's handy. And nothing is too expensive to cast, so yeah, I'm going to keep 7. Alright, here we go. This is my nervous call. Alright, I'm going to cast the plains, and I'm going to put Bravekin right off the bat, so he can get a creature. And wait till I tell him that I don't... Ooh, that force is pretty. Look at that. There's Baker's Bane. Yep. Alright. I'm gonna put out Raccoon Rally. No attacks. I need 1 mana to be able to do anything. Okay. And okay, so it has haste. And whenever it becomes a, you get +2. And since I can, this one can get +1, I'm gonna do that. I'll attack. Bravekin and Raccoon Rallier, that's pretty cool. Now granted, it does leave me wide open to get hit. But it's not a bad combo. So Bravekin for +1 mana gives a target creature +1/1 till end of turn. Raccoon Rallier activates as a sorcery. If he had to hit me with the spell. Activates as a sorcery and gives a creature that was just put on the field haste, right? So to showcase again, and then to showcase, so Raccoon Rallier put on the Nettle Guard, it was the very first spell cast on it, so it gave it for Nettle Guard, it gave +0/2, and then plus Bravekin gave it a +1/1, so it became a 4/4 creature. And then if I tap this, Jackdaw Savior, now it has haste, and if I were to cast Bravekin, I can make Jackdaw flying. Full attack. Now granted, like I said, it does leave me wide open for a lot. So it is, goes to... That's terrible because he's casting spells to take out some of my larger creatures. So when Jackdaw Savior dies, it returns a creature from my graveyard. It turns a creature from my graveyard to my field. So it returned Nettle Guard, the one that gets +0/2 for each thing cast. Alright, I am going to go ahead and... This is... Wait, let me make sure I tap the ability correctly. Tap and sacrifice. I'm going to activate this one. I have 4 cards. I'm going to get another green. And because I have 4 lands already, it comes on the field already ready to go. So, I can actually, since I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can actually Steam Path Charger with Offspring and autopay. I can autopay it. And I can Nettle Guard, which gives it +1/3, and I can tap, and then we can go from there. Alright, and then we can, well, all attack really. You know, remember that white card I had, oh, sorry. Remember that white card I had that untaps a creature when it attacks? That combo, that's where I would use it at. Alright, so I sacrifice, gain 3 life, that's fair. But yeah, so Bravekin, now that I'm seeing it in person, Bravekin Duo and Raccoon Rallier on the field together with that untap when this creature attacks, that would be absolutely wretched. Alright, I'm gonna end my turn. Did they quit? What? Whoa, 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 whoa. I was just getting... Whoa. Whoa. Hey! I ranked up to bronze tier 3. Well, thank you, guy. Oh, man. Well, that was actually kind of fun to discover. So, yeah, like I was saying, I don't know if I can get that combo to happen every time. But, yeah, so... That's my first win. Yay! That being said, I have a feeling I was actually quite on a roll because if he wasn't casting anything, I was like, I can't be doing this good, right? The Jackdaw was great because bringing that card back from my graveyard was like I forgot that was one of the abilities that sparrow has, and I was like, oh my god, I have it again, yay! And then I could use that tactic. So let me look at. I'm not gonna put it in there. I'm not even sure if I shouldn't put it in there. I might. I'm trying to see. So Jackdaw Savior, when it dies, it returns another creature with less mana value, and Nettle Guard only costs 2. It worked out so perfectly. It hurts. This one, Thistle Down Players, right here. When it attacks, untap. So I would actually be able to utilize that against either Bravekin Duo or the Raccoon Rallier with 2/2 and untap it at the attack stage, because it only attacks as a sorcery, and then I could have something else I could block with, or untap a creature that is attacked. So yeah, so I think this would be absolutely devastating if I have enough mana. No, it activates only as a sorcery, but if I had enough mana, I could, in theory, be able to untap it again and have myself something that can block with. Because like I said, it leaves me wide open when I do that duo combo between Bravekin and Raccoon Rallier, because I had nothing to block with. So he could hit me, and if he had more creatures, he probably could have gotten me pretty low with just that alone. But in addition to Jackdaw Savior, which worked out, and the Nettle Guard, which gives that 0/2 at the end of turn. Yeah, that was pretty wicked. So this is my second win of the Bloombro Premier Draft. Like, not second win, I mean like in the times that I've been playing in the last few hours of this particular event set. That would be pretty crazy. But it is a 3 mana card, so it would take a second to get to that point. But if you notice, I did get to that point. I was actually there. I wonder if I should put it in for Bumble Share Pot. It creates a food token, and that food token is great because I can gain 3 life as like a kind of thing. And then I can sacrifice it if I needed to destroy something. But that might not be a bad idea. Let's switch it out and put Thistle Down Players in its place. Maybe that might work in my favor. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure that's true. But for now, it seemed to work. All right. Let's try it and see, let's see what happens. Oh, that was exciting. You can't control the cards you draw, but you can control how you react to them. Stay cool and have fun. So that's an interesting sentence, and we'll talk about that as the course of this video goes on. It's a lot easier to say than it is to do. I don't know how many who are watching have ever done like auditions or performance where you're competing and you're putting all of yourself into it and whatnot. And I do mean like everything you've got, like your whole existence, right? I have a mountain and a plains. I have Nettle Guard, Waxwing, Blooming Past, Wandertail, which has a green in it, which I can't cast at the moment, and a Gate. So I'd be able to cast Nettle Guard, and I can cast 2 turns later Waxwing, and then the next turn, or at some point, I can also cast Blooming Blast at the very minimum. So, not a bad one, I think, to keep. And kind of hope. It's a little gamble. It's a little gamble. I don't think it's a big gamble. Otherwise, I would have mulliganed. Oh, what are you doing over? Oh, I was like, why are you sitting over there? We're on my side. Okay. I hope I hear the green land. Attack. They're playing blue, it looks like. Is this an instant? Yes, it is. Well, let's see what happens here. Interesting, interesting. They decided not to go with it. As long as you control a token, it gets 2/0 and has trample. Let's do a Gate Assault. Let's be aggressive. That's not great. It's not bad, it's not great. Alright, that being said, I do have Waxwing, so I'll start with that one. And then I'll add. Alright, we're gonna do all attacks. I'm gonna do 2 attackers. This one does that. It gives a 3/3 and untaps it. So I'm still getting used to it. So I'm kind of like, oh, that's interesting. If it was me, I would attack that one and take out my Thistledown players. That's exactly what I would have done too. Like, nah, that card's gotta go. All right, how much is Thistledown players? It's 2. I wonder if 3 counts. I'm gonna give another Waxwing Witness. And I will attack with just that. Alright, he's got lots of mana. He's got way more mana than I do, so he's got more playing room. Interesting. Expend. Ah, there we go. Alright. And I'm gonna cast this. Cool. Now, if it was me, I would try to aim for this guy. Now, that being said, Jackdaw Savior is pretty terrifying. So that's alright. That's A-okay. Not most sugarcoat. Oh, they gave up! Oh my god, I got my second win! Oh my god, I got my second win! Okay, so that was actually really kind of cool. So I got, so the Thistledown players, on Nettle Guard, I wasn't expecting that to work out like it did, but it did, and it was glorious. Nettle Guard gets +0/+2 anytime a spell is cast on it. And apparently Thistledown untapping a non-land permanent counts as that spell. And then it means I have a blocker for next fight. Oh my god. Alright, please don't tell anyone. I know I normally don't play white deck, but I guess Bloomborough is going to be it for me as far as white decks are concerned. White is great in Bloomborough. To be clear, in Bloomborough. I don't really like it in any other set. But in Bloomborough, and then I'm not even playing a rabbit deck. Which is like the best part. The rabbits are super cool. And their artwork is absolutely wonderful. But I don't like relying on that kind of like mechanic, which is like to constantly practically proliferate the entire field. And that's cool. I think that's a great strategy. And I think white, as in my opinion, one of the easier colors to play, in my opinion, in Magic, does allow for, I would probably say if I was a new player, I'd be like, yeah, take this rabbit deck, go. It's almost as straightforward as it gets. But this is not that. This is literally mice taking over. That mouse bard with that Nettle Guard was wild to watch. And like I said, like if I was playing me, I would be like, that Thistledown player needs to go. Which is exactly what I thought when I first encountered it in one of my last plays. I was like, yo, I can't have that card doing what it's doing. Okay, I feel good about that. Though granted, flying, the one thing I like about the Waxwing is primarily the flying vigilance. That's really handy, but if I gain and lose life, it's better inside of a black deck, because I usually do damage to myself in black decks. But gaining life's not bad. But anyway, I said 2 flying with vigilance is, to be perfectly honest, at a 2/4 for 4 mana, yeah, that's pretty good. I 2 of those was a good call. I am 2 for 0. I have never been 2 for 0 before. While we're waiting for the next match, going back to one of the sentences that was in one of the loading screens earlier, it says stay cool and have fun. That's actually I was saying just before, it's a lot easier said than done. In acting competitions, in music competitions, in dance competitions, we're all having fun. But it does have a mental toll when you're losing and when you're doing all that kind of stuff. I have 1 of each mana. I have Nettle Guard again, but I also have Steam Path Charger, a Gate Assault, and Conduct Electricity. I am going to keep it for the moment and see what I draw after. So for now, I'm going to cast a Forest first. I'm green. I'm a real boy. Okay, they got that menace card right off the bat. I'm gonna cast Nettle. Ravine Raider is kind of like terrible, actually. There's nothing I can do about it. It's a 1/1 card with menace. It's like, seriously? And they've got their own Nettle card. this rabbit deck. Sorry for my silence. I just like having two of everything. I don't know what happens. That's what I thought. It's like, what am I gonna do? Yeah, that's pretty terrible. I'm not dealing that. I'm just not. That's what I've got. I'm just not dealing with that card anymore. So, man, I got lands galore. So, when you're in like competition, right? It's pretty easy to what's the word I'm looking for? It can be pretty easy to there's two things that happen. One, it's obviously the first one is that it's really easy to get demoralized a little bit when you are trying to fight, you know? Yeah, when you're trying to fight for what you want, when you're trying to fight for first place, whatnot, you put everything you have on the table. Especially when your whole body is involved. You're expending and all sorts of stuff. You know, it's a lot to get through. So it's gonna take me 2 to block. I have a feeling he's got a card to deal with that, so let's see how this goes. So sometimes, like, we'll be doing, or even not even, actually not even necessarily in a competition state. Sometimes you could just be trying to learn something. I know sometimes I'll be in a workshop, right? A dance workshop or or performance workshop or something like that. And it's sometimes, for example, like this guy that I'm fighting right now clearly seems to be a capable player. Now, if I was suddenly in a position where I wasn't making any headway or whatever, you can kind of sometimes get into your own head, and it's really easy. So the idea of being like, snap out of it, you don't have to worry about it, actually can sometimes feel really hurtful. Like, you really don't get what I'm trying to say. Like, while simultaneously, you don't get what I'm trying to say, while simultaneously trying to tell them you understand that you're feeling defeatist, right? So you end up having so many contradictory thoughts. Like, you know you're being defeatist, and you feel burdened. You feel like you're burdening people by telling them that you're feeling defeated, because they'll tell you exactly that, which is to snap out of it. It's just a game. All that kind of stuff, right? And it's not wrong necessarily to say that. It just might be at the wrong time. So we end up in a position where we end up in a position where we can get we can get stuck, especially in situations like that. So being able to say, like, oh yeah, no, just don't fret over it. Just, don't get in your own head about it and stuff like that. Yeah, it can be a lot. You may not make it out of this. I know he's got something. He's got all his mana out. Alright, I'm going to do the same. As you can see right now, I actually don't have anything I can really do. I could no attack and try to block everything, but it's not really going to get me anywhere. So I can let him hit me, or I can concede. At the end of the day, it's... So for example, like, I'm going to concede right now because there is something to be said about knowing you're going to be defeated and being like, you're right. It's kind of like in chess, right? Where you see checkmate. You can keep moving, right? You can keep moving, but it's going to be inevitable no matter what. Once checkmate hits, that's it. Just don't fight necessarily anymore. You've got nothing. You're just going to prolong the inevitable. And I don't think it's a bad idea to take kind of like chess players. And once you see the defeat is right there in front of you, just tip over your king. And so that's the other thing too. So for example, like right now, I just hit the defeat button. I don't feel bad because I put up a really good fight. I just don't have anything I can do. I am in checkmate. That being said, it could also spiral in the wrong direction, which is to be like, oh, I conceded. I should have just let them hit me and stuff like that. But that's when it starts spiraling out of control. Stay cool is a really hard in that scenario inside one loss, seeing defeat right on the horizon and just saying I concede. It's not giving up because it's checkmate. It's not giving up, it's checkmate. You can't give up in checkmate. It means that you fought everything you possibly had in your arsenal at that time to the best of the ability that you currently have at this stage. And it's still checkmate. Right? So that's why I don't feel bad about conceding. If I conceded like 3 turns ago, that would be giving up. I'd be like, I didn't even try. Right? And that's the part where it's like, in those scenarios where if you, like I was talking with another dancer about some of the problems that we have as dancers, especially when we go to like workshops and we're surrounded by people who may be better than us in a particular field, regardless of how good we currently actually are. Right? We can kind of get in our own heads and feel defeated halfway through something. I know personally, inside a piano workshop, I have sat out when I felt like I wasn't getting something. Like I was doing this, and I was just like, this is not working. I did not know why. I had a mental block that day. I do not know why. I am decades, or at the time I was like maybe 1 decade. I was like 10 years in the industry. I was like, I'm not a novice doing this workshop. I am well acquainted with it, and I'm still having mental blocks. And that get in my head, and I ended up wasting myself in the workshop by giving up halfway through. And that sucks. You know you're being defeatist, but you're just like, that mental block really sticks. It really sucks, and you end up spiraling. And people don't necessarily understand that, you know? So they'll say, stay cool. It's like, it's okay. Hey, it's just and the worst part about it is you know all of this. You already know this. You're telling yourself this the entire time, and it hurts. It hurts so much to hear someone else tell you what you already know in that moment. It hurts so much, you know? So it's a correct sentence while simultaneously being much harder than some people think it is. Especially when you're doing something that you're giving all your mental acumen to, all your physical strength, all the techniques. You're using as much brain power as you can, as much muscle power as you can, as best as you possibly can to put your best foot forward. When you're putting everything you can forward to do something, in those moments, stay cool and have fun is a really hard pill to swallow. It's a really hard pill to swallow. And it doesn't even have to be competition. It doesn't even have to be PvP. It could literally just be a workshop where you're trying your best and you're still feeling like everyone is surpassing you in every possible way. And you're not sure why you can't get it. Or you might feel like you're on the cusp of getting it, but they're just going to get a little bit faster and we've moved on from something. And it's like, I'm right there. I could get it if you just give me just 5 more minutes, but they don't. It doesn't happen that way. That's not necessarily how life works. So, that's an interesting sentence. That being said, I'm at 2 wins, 1 loss right now. So I am feeling good about it. I'm surprised, by it, to be perfectly honest. This is only my second tricolor deck in my entire lifetime. In my entire existence of playing Magic, I've never done a tricolor deck. I mean, I've never done a tricolor deck, especially in a situation like this one. I did it in Phantom for the first time, the Phantom draft, and yeah, so that's where we're at. So I'm feeling good. That being said, this loss here doesn't hurt. It stings. It still does. I was like, oh, like I said, I was doing what I could, as best as I possibly could with what I could do. And it wasn't enough. And that could conceivably actually sting a lot, especially if you're like me and you're like an aggro player in life. You win, you lose. Like I said in one of the other videos, like I think I'm really confident that I am a good sport when I lose. When you're looking me in the face. Like, I'm not gonna disrespect. Like, if you won fair and square, there's no cheating. You did everything right, and you weren't taunting. You weren't being you weren't being like a jerk the entire time. Everything was like a civil competition and whatnot. Like, I think I'm pretty good at being like, all right, I lost. It's congratulations, good to you, you know. And then of course cry in the green room, because like I said, it hurts to lose. No one likes doing it. But like I said on the other videos too, you can lose, but you cannot wallow. You just can't. You can lose and you can be hurt by the loss, but you cannot wallow. That, I think, is probably the more apt sentence than stay cool and have fun. Because no one likes losing. Who goes into a thing like, you know what, I think I'm going to enjoy losing today. You know, who goes into a match like that? Everyone, we want to win. We want to put our best foot forward. So it stings to lose when you put your all into something. So I think letting people have their moment of loss, like recognizing that it's okay for them to be angry at themselves, or angry at the moment, or angry at the event, or if I had done something differently or something like that, and then just remind them that they're allowed to feel that way, but they are not allowed to stay that way. That's it. That's probably even more appropriate than stay cool and just have fun. It's just a fun game. Like, we know that, but we kind of need the reminder more often than not, is that we need to get ourselves up. And with that, I'm gonna play my next match. This is like the the decades of competing that I'm trying to put into MTG, because MTG has like it's its own beast kind of thing. Excuse me. Alright, so I have a hidden grotto, I have one of each, and I have a hidden grotto, which is not bad, actually. So I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to end up losing 2 turns, I believe, if I don't draw anything I can play right off the bat. So let me see what I can do. So first I'm going to add hidden grotto. Let's surveil, see what I got next. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to draw that next. That's good to know. That was weird. Okay, I was like, I do have, right? Alright, so... I'm gonna do Nettle Guard first. Hopefully it doesn't hit it. That's a very fortuitous hand they've got there. I said before, I'm not really good at mid-game, but it does seem like that's kind of where I'm ending up with this particular hand that I decided to have is mid-game. So he's got a lot of early stuff played, which is things you can play with very little mana, which gives a lot of wiggle room. I'm gonna let him hit me for everything he's got, pretty much. Okay. So... So I'm gonna see if this works. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, which this probably won't happen, put a 1/1 counter on Tempest. I probably read that wrong, so I might be in a little bit of a pickle here. No attacks. Yeah, I messed up the order. So this moment here where I realize when I messed up the order is when it starts being like, oh shoot, this is where it's gonna go wrong. And it does go wrong. And so it's easy to get in one's own head for it. Wow, they're really building up, huh? Alright, we're gonna attack with those two. I mean, the one thing about this one too is like if they have a lot of stuff, like they can hit me for quite a bit of health with this alone, but they would have to be unable to block to do it. So they'll definitely get me with. What's the word? This is where I wish I was a black player, because then I put like bandits out, and I was like, if we have like less than X amount, and we're totally screwed. I'm not sure why they're not hitting me though. It does seem kind of odd. Okay, so we're gonna cast Driftgreen Coyote. We're gonna exile a target creature that they control until you leave the battlefield. If they had a power of 2 or less, put a 1/1 counter. Which one is terrible? We should block with the Rush Shield Rampager. I should be able to cast. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunate. One, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Let's see, even if I were to block everything. Like this, for instance. That would still leave me with, let's say I do this. Alright. That would leave me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll get hit for 9 regardless of what I did. Like any variation thereof, I was gonna get hit by that. Even if I took out like the 2 4/4s, I was gonna hit for 7. If I took out the they had too many cards. They had more cards than I had. They had more power than I had to block. Okay. All right. So with that, last set. Just in time for the birds to wake up. Pardon me. I would say most of the stuff too, because like that stay cool and have fun. It's kind of a stinger statement. I think what's better is just to not. You know how sometimes when we think like we're being supported, but like our whole atmosphere is like, I don't want to be here. We can have like that kind of like, I don't want to deal with this, or why don't you just deal with this? Like we can sort of subconsciously have that emitting from us a little bit sometimes. I think the best thing to do when someone is like, I lost and it hurts and whatnot, I think the best thing to do is just sit and listen and don't. This is a personal opinion. I don't know if this maybe works for something. Maybe it just works for me. I don't know. Just sit with them. Don't do anything. Just don't even think about anything else. Don't try to have a normal conversation. Just let them duke it out with themselves. Because, like I said before, when we lose, not just me, but I think this can be said of pretty much many people. When we lose, we know, and we're going through all of it. Or when we are feeling defeated, we know, and we're going through it, and we're battling ourselves through it. And sometimes the best thing to do is just let us rant, or just sit quietly and be in the same space. Not like absorbing their emotion or anything like that, but just being in the same space with them. Ooh, I get to finally use this banishing light. I'm curious. Alright, I'm gonna keep 7. There's other things I can play. not the only one that got Fabled Passage. Oh, hello, Stinger. I'm a big fan of you. Oh, they got Innkeeper's Talent, did you? Oh, goody. How wonderful. That enchantment does need to go. It can be pretty terrible. Almost as bad as the... Yep, exactly like it seems. Almost as bad as Bandit. There, that's how it feels. That's how it feels to do that to somebody. Okay. People were always using Banishing Light on me and I didn't have it. So I was like, alright, how does it feel to get hit with Banishing Light? It feels like this. Alright, so they're doing black, white, green. I am red, white, green. We are, yeah, that's what I would do. I need to get rid of that thing right there. That's the first order of business more than anything, is it gots to go. I have Innkeeper's Talent, by the way. I love it's in my green deck. What am I doing? I'm not doing nothing. No attacks. End turn. I'm not doing anything this turn. Yeah, that's gonna suck a lot. Oh yeah, this. Oh wait. What do I have to pay? Ward plus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? Dang it. Is it an instant? It is. It's an instant. Unfortunately, I'm going to be kind of stumped because I kind of have to hope that it'll block. Okay, this might sound really, really silly, but I need to go right into attack. Yeah, this is gonna stink because I really, really want to be able to do what I want to do, which is to be able to take out that darn creature. But regardless, this is like the worst part of the whole set. I cannot do anything about this enchantment, despite the fact that I know I have enchantment removers, but I can't do anything else. I draw them. It's incredibly frustrating, and it sucks balls. Like, a lot. So it's like, ugh! You know? And I'm like, I want to lay a hit, but I can't. I don't even know if I should. got nothing. I'm kind of hoping that that he'll hit me with a Gate Assassin, and it's not gonna frickin' matter because he's got Wix Patrol. This Innkeeper's talent is screwing me out so badly. And this is where it goes horribly awry. Because I don't know what to do. I want to die in 2 turns regardless of what happens. And I thought I could use Sonar Strike at that turn because it said I could attack it as an instant on the creature that I was attacking, but I guess I was wrong. Maybe I misread it. Let me look. Because it deals 4 damage, but I have to look at what it said again. Sonar Strike. Where is it? Sonar Strike. Deals 4 damage to target attacking, blocking, or tapped creature. You gain control if you go to life. So, I actually thought since it was an instant spell that I would be able to cast it on that flying creature, but I guess maybe I misread the ward or something like that. I don't know. I lost. But I got 250 gems, and I got 2 Bloom Burrow packs, which we are going to open now. And let's check that out. Oh, I got Brambleguard Captain, I got Harvest Strike Host, Rabid Citizen, and I got Mura, the Trash Tactician again, and Whisker Veil Forerunner, Mouse Bard, Valiant. Whenever a Forerunner becomes the target of a spell or ability you control for the first time, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature with a mana value of 3 or less from among them. You may put it into the battlefield if it's your turn. If you don't put it onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. The rest you can put at the bottom of your library in any order. Not too bad. Not too bad. 4 mana white card. Alright. And that... We have one more hour if I wanted to do another one, but I think an hour and a half for doing it is not too bad. Plus, I got a daily, which I wasn't expecting to do, to be perfectly honest. Well, I'm going to go take care of those rowdy birds that have now woken up. And thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. I look forward to you joining me for whatever the next video is. I don't know what the next video will be, but we will see. It's probably going to be mostly standard and opening stuff and whatnot, but who knows? The future is always unwritten, I guess, as they say. Alright, so I will catch you all in the next video. Have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening. existence.